And we're back.
Oops, you just hit. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, we're back.
Welcome back to the Crew Duck Show.
Did you read that message on the table, or are you just thinking about Queer Duck?
I was just thinking about Crew Duck.
Yeah.
Is there a message about Crew Duck?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah.
You
forgot I said
commented
that.
about Queer Duck. So we are back once again.
We're always back.
I'm gonna make sure that the echo is off because the echo was actually on.
What?
The echo was on my mic. So
Why the big sigh?
everything's so miserable now.
What?
Everything was so happy before. Everything was so happy. Everything was I was like a cartoon character. I was like Bugs Bunny or something, and now I'm like fucking. I don't. I'm like the. Fuck who? I'm thinking like. I'm like Eeyore.
Mm.
I used to be like Tigger. Now I'm like Now I'm like Eeyore. Because it's so. There's so many things. There's just so many things. But
What having a job does to an MF?
well, there's also the other things too.
Yeah.
There's also those things. There's the other things. Sickness, disease.
Nurgle.
Low key, kind of. That fucking. I mean, I shouldn't name names because this is a real person I'm talking about. But that nurse probably is a fucking Nurgle worshiper.
Yeah.
She probably does worship Nurgle. She
Maybe-
doesn't take care of. There's this nurse at the hospital who's being kind of shitty to my grandpa. But I'm thinking like maybe it's like, oh, she just wants rot to set in, so she just lets all these diseases
It
spread.
feeds her.
She thinks she's being kind. She really does think she's the good guy.
Maybe she's not so bad then.
No, she's bad. She's bad. She just thinks she's a good guy.
Do you think she's putting a curse on you and that's why your stomach has been hurting?
I'm thinking, well, maybe. No, I've also been having I've been having very high amounts of stress. I've been throwing up. I've been having stress pukes. I don't know if any of you guys in the audience have those, but when I get stressed out, I throw up sometimes. So, so that's where I'm at right now.
I think I used to kind of have that. Remember when I used to work at Superstore
No,
and like every second
Oh.
day I was like throwing up in the middle of the night because I was so anxious.
That's bad. That's bad news, Brown.
Yeah.
But
it
you liked
happens.
working there.
I mean, I tolerated it.
You said it was like
and then-
heaven. You said
Nope.
you got to meet all these new people.
Nope. It was not
Mm.
worth $11 an hour.
Yeah. No. Wasn't no. You didn't get paid 11.
Minimum wage was 11 like
No.
5 years ago.
That wasn't 5. We've only known each other 3 years.
When did it go up to 15? It was only like a year or two ago. Because it jumped up like $4.
I think it went up from 12. I think it was like 12.30, and then it went up to 15.
Yeah, but when I was like starting university, ending high school, it was still like 11.
It's yeah. I'm pretty. I think you're making $12.
Maybe around there. Either way, it's not enough.
Well, also because you were in the union, so you started off with a 50-cent bonus. You got like a 50
What?
cent. When you started, weren't you like 50 cents higher than minimum?
No.
I thought you were. Oh
You-
no, you got a nickel raise.
Yeah, I got a nickel
stop
after
your-
I worked 500 hours.
Stop your bitching and moaning. You got a nickel.
UFCW might have the worst contract ever. It's every 500 hours you work, which is like
Well, you know what?
a year of like full-time
You get-
employment, you get
if-
a nickel raise.
If you go to the UFCW accountants, they will actually do your taxes for lower amounts of money. Yeah? I'm recording my show. It's okay. Sorry, my mom was asking me to do chores, and this is just kind of more important right now. So I'm not going to cut that out.
It's fine.
It's gonna make me look like a loser.
Make it a short.
It will make me look like a loser.
Make it a short.
I could call it "Mom's bothering me."
Make it
All the
Helpful
shorts,
Son Part
most
2.
of the short, yeah, helpful son part 2. Because what was the first one? Yeah, the first one was where I asked for a coffee. That got 900 views. 900 views. It's crazy.
Wait, that one did too?
That one did too. All the shorts I think now are above 800, which is crazy. And I haven't made them in forever because I've been feeling so lethargic and exhausted.
Where is our audience coming from?
Just like people just swipe. They just doom scroll and then they see our clip and they just watch it to the end because it's something new and it's kind of funny, I guess.
That's kind of cool. The
Yeah.
algorithm is feeding us to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. For real. I mean,
We've become the mind palace.
I think it was like 800 unique impressions or something. So that's pretty. I mean, that's cool. 800 people. Even if they didn't check out the podcast, it's still cool that they sat and watched. That's
Yeah.
always nice. There's a couple dislikes. Some people didn't like that you were. Some people didn't like your apology. They thought it was shallow.
Sincere.
They thought it was insincere and shallow, which it was, because you And I know I shouldn't say this, but you didn't write that apology. I did. You made me write that apology.
Well, I'm sorry people can accept me for the way I am.
That's true, and I'm sorry too. I'm sorry that they believed you. So we're gonna have a bit of what's going on with you? What's happening in your life? Mine's kind of fucked up right now, but we're hanging in there. We're hanging on. We're going to therapy. We're trying our best. We're trying to be happy. We're focusing on the positives.
That's right. Not much is with me. I'm working
Mm.
full time now, and it's full time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
Something about working full time I don't think is good for the soul.
No, no, that's no, no.
Have,
Karl Marx said that that you're so alienized and overworked that people turn to legal amphetamines just to cope with social interaction.
Ozempic.
No, Ozempic would be the opposite. Ozempic's probably like a downer.
Is there like a time or like a point of the day that you're working where you're like,
2
I'd rather
2
jump off a
p.m.
cliff?
Well, when I go to bed, but 2 p.m.
Hmm.
No, when I go to bed, that's like my saddest and most miserable. When it's like 9:50, I'm like, that's when all the bad stuff comes out.
You have a hard time falling asleep?
Oh yeah. The my downtime at work though, I come down like physically and mentally a bit at like 2. So I'll drink my coffee. I've been trying to drink my coffee around lunch so I can get that little caffeine boost.
Yeah.
Get that little power up.
Hmm. You could also like have supplemental little bits of caffeine. Like sometimes when I'm bored at the office, I'll have a little chocolate bar.
Mm. I actually had kind of a fucked up situation yesterday. My stomach was hurting really bad before I left for work, so I took 2 Gravol before I left, and Gravol makes you drowsy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on the bus and I was trying to read, and I'm like,
Falling asleep.
well, it's like 40. I'm like reading this like 40K horror thing, so it's like it's not super exciting, and I'm like kind of like reading it, and it's interesting, but I'm like falling asleep, and like I'm imagining weird stuff, and then I'm like, fuck, holy shit, I'm about to fall asleep, and so I have to start listening to like rap music on my phone.
You don't want to fall asleep on portage.
No, you don't want to fall. No, exactly, because if I fell asleep on because I was on the 47, so
Oh,
if I fell asleep, I would have woken up in Transcona.
is this when you were coming to my house?
I never went to your house. I haven't been to your house in like forever.
Or are we taking the 47 then?
Because I take this is such boring content. I take the 95. I take the 95 to Fort Rouge, and then I take the 47 up.
Oh,
I take the 47 up Portage.
47.
Or 47 up
Oh,
Maine. 47 up
oh,
Maine.
I
I'm
see.
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
New bus routes in a
So I
month
take
for Winnipeg
I don't give a
residents.
fuck.
You can plan out your route on
I
the
don't give a
app with the
fuck.
new
I
schedule.
don't give a
It's
fuck.
actually pretty intuitive.
I think it's not intuitive. When's it going to update on the Google Maps?
Probably when it launches.
Do you think it's going to take like a few days for like people to upload the routes to Google Maps?
Probably it's going to be a little chaotic.
Is it user based that they up? Okay, point being, I was getting off the bus and I was falling asleep, and so I go to get my coffee because I'm like super drowsy. So I'm like, okay, I need this. So I go and get my coffee, and I get a medium cold brew, and I'm like wired, but I'm like drowsy. So it's almost like
That's not a fun feeling.
well, it's almost like when you're like overtired.
It's like when you're trying to stay up for midnight for the ball drop, but you're so sleepy.
Not really, because I was like drowsy, like I was physically drowsy, but my brain was amped up on caffeine.
Mm.
Because so I'm like sitting there talking to my coworkers, and we have to do training at like 9, and I go to the training, and I just finished my coffee, and so I'm like kind of wired, but I'm still like tired, and so like the network's down, so I can't interact with the computer, so I'm just sitting there at my desk in this training session, like fucking bouncing my leg and like tapping the desk. I'm like, I'm so bored and I'm so bored and like I'm like bored, but I'm like anxious at the same time. I'm like wired. Fuck, I just want to do something.
I mean, you doodle.
Well, because I was
Doodlebug.
doing a training session, there's only 4 of us. So I'd look like an asshole.
Mm.
I was doodling a little bit, but I was talking to my coworkers. I was like, this is gonna be a glorious Friday, and they're like, glorious. I'm like, let's hope so.
A lot of people, I've noticed that actually, a lot of people don't like strong, like descriptive words that
No.
are out of the norm.
When I go on Teams, I'm like, beautiful Monday, and then I post get an emoji of a hedgehog.
Yeah, like sometimes I go to the biz and be like,
Yeah.
good morning, people. I'm like, people?
They're like,
It's
good,
just 2 of us.
good morning. It's gonna be a shit morning. No, most of my coworkers are pretty nice. but like I said, it's just work is the kind of I've said this before, but work is the kind of place that totalizes the spirit. So
Yeah.
you're supposed to act, you're supposed to act as the employee. You're not supposed to act as you. You're supposed to act as the employee, and like tangential, irrelevant details are the parts of your personality you're allowed to express.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of TV shows do you like? What kind of sports teams do you like? What's your favorite color? Like those are personality traits that are allowed to flourish. And that's not to say like if you're passionate about movies or passionate about sports like the Jets. I'm not trying to tear that down. I'm just saying that's it's a privilege you're allowed to have. A privilege that's discouraged is something like I'm really into fantasy. I'm really into horror. You know, I'm politically motivated. I'm a religious person. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm a corporate gay. Like you're not culturally queer. You are gay. And like a you know what I get you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've always found it weird because in every job I've had, I've almost exclusively worked with women.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever we talk about interests, I'm always kind of alienated because they'll talk about like a lot of it overlaps. Like I have feminine interests too, but I never have anyone to share with you about like or accept you about like video games
Hmm.
or like cartoons or
Well,
something.
video
Like
games, cartoons, art, and I mean
middle-aged women don't really like those
it's like
things.
oh your personality revolves around media. It's like no, but it's a part of what I do, and I like
It's an
talk about it.
interest.
It's an interest.
What's the personality if not interest?
Yeah. I'm gonna grab my phone's ringing. So we okay. This is kind of gonna be a sloppy episode.
What
That's
were,
okay though.
what were we talking
We're talking
about?
about work, but also
Oh, we're talking about
we do
interests.
have a lot of questions.
Yeah, we only have like 20 minutes.
Well, we know we got like half an hour. So y'all first question. This one's from last week, and you can tell because it says 9 days ago, and that's
Hmm.
and seven. There's 7 days in a week, so that's 7 plus 2. So that's a week and 2 days.
Can I
So
read them out this episode?
oh yeah, I didn't see this question, so I apologize for that. I didn't see it; it didn't show up, so I had to. So let's start from
First question, y'all should have a drag queen guest star on your next Buffoons.
Let's clarify. That's not a question. That's a demand. I just want this person
Well,
to know that.
does this count?
No, that's a dog. That's a very demand. Sweet.
So, yeah.
So we
That's all we
can't.
got.
We can't have a drag queen star on the next Buffoons because this was a week ago,
And we didn't read the
and
comments
we didn't read
until
the
now.
comment until now.
Maybe
So
we could try for next week.
maybe we could try for next week. So then they asked, and this person asked another question this 3 days ago.
Uh, quote unquote, how does one keep their home and house clean?
This person said, "How does one keep their house and home clean?"
Do y'all have tips for keeping a place squeaky clean in both physical space and mental space?
Upkeep.
That's interesting.
Upkeep is the biggest. Upkeep is the biggest one.
Are you talking for physical?
I'm
Because
talking about physical space. Yeah, physical space. I'm talking about,
I
and
think
mental too.
I think it depends because some each person has a different standard of what is tidy, what is squeaky clean. But I think it's if it matters to your mental space.
I think physical space. I mean, physical space is kind of important. You don't want your house to be fucking
Well,
nasty.
yeah, you don't want to be a hoarder, but outside of those extremes,
No, that's not the only extreme. If you got like a banana peel sitting on your floor rotting, that's still not good just because there's only one.
yeah. Well, maybe I'm not good for this because my room's a
Your
big
room's kind
sty.
of cluttered.
I don't have enough hangers for my clothes,
You
so I
got
just throw all my
you have
stuff in my
legit
chair.
poop under your bed.
Yeah, I found out the other day that apparently I have like rabbit poop from my late rabbit.
There's a lot of. I probably counted maybe 20 balls of poop.
I don't ever look under there.
I mean, rabbit poop doesn't have an odor and it's mostly fiber and grain, but it's still is there still poop under your bed?
I can't reach it. How do I get there?
I mean, if you look under my bed's not much better. There's like dirt and crust under. There's dirt and crust under my bed. And
There's
I don't
probably shit under everyone's bed.
there's not shit under my bed.
Men probably sneak in and poop there.
Men probably shit when they're gaming and then they just fling it under their bed.
Yeah. They probably like blow their nose and throw the tissues on the floor. Ends up under their bed.
I mean, sometimes you bust and then you just put the napkin on your counter and you're like, I'll take care of that later. So, how do you keep your
Napkin?
house and home clean? Upkeep. So you like
Everything has a place. I just don't like putting it where it's supposed to be because it's fun to throw shit around.
the ar- the 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 book of filth is made up of hundreds of pages.
The book of fluff
The
is
book of the
done.
book of filth the book of filth is made up of hundreds of pages, and you got to start by reading one page at a time.
If you don't keep your room clean, Norgal will take your soul.
So there, but no, but I'm right though. You got the way things become dirty. It doesn't just become dirty
Sloth.
overnight. Well, yes and no. Stuff piles up, and we forget about stuff, and life takes a toll, and we get distracted, and we have a soda, and then we put the soda behind our computer, and then we
I
eat a snack, and then we drop crumbs. We're like, oh, I'll clean it up later, and then there's crumbs on your floor, and then you take your and then you get undressed after work, and your shorts fall outside the laundry bin. You're like, oh, I'll pick it up, and then by the end of the week, your room's a pigsty. So I would
I
say the big part is upkeep. So declutter as you go throughout the week, and have systems in place to keep things tidy so you don't have to clean.
don't make excuses. I play mental gymnastics every day.
I know you do.
I wake up
I
and I'm
know
like,
this.
oh, I'm so
So
tired.
tired.
I'm not
It's
gonna.
only 11,
I'll clean it later, and then you work, and then you
and
come
later
home and it's
doesn't.
like,
Later comes.
I'm too tired from work.
Hmm.
How can I be expected to clean? It's like no one's gonna clean it for you though.
You have to do stuff when you have the energy to do it, and that's just how it is. Because you'll never know what the next hour's gonna look like, what the next day, and obviously, especially with the mental space question, it's like, yeah, we people got issues, people got troubles, and sometimes shit just falls apart, and that's okay. But
Sometimes you
the
have to. Sorry.
the best way to keep that from happening is that daily upkeep, having routines, having scheduled, or maybe it's like, okay, on Friday I declare my room a bit, or every day, I take away garbage, or the garbage that has accumulated through the day will be resolved by the end of the day, or laundry gets done on Sundays. Like having those kind of rules, implementing rules is important, especially if you have like autism or ADHD, because those like ADHD, it's very difficult to function with routine, but routine's very good for you. And same with autism, it's difficult to function without routine, and it's very good for you. So
Yeah.
those are those kind of things.
I'm kind of the opposite. I have no schedules for anything in my life.
That's a bad thing.
And sometimes I'm like, okay, shit's messy. I know I have to deal with this. So I'll will my motivation into existence. And I'll put on like a high energy song like Daft Punk or something. And then I'll wait for myself to be like, okay,
Where motiva-
okay, let's do this.
where motivation fails is where discipline rises,
Yeah.
because motivation's kind of fickle,
Yeah.
and so you
I,
do just have to build the discipline and tell yourself it has to get done.
I like to wait until there's no one in the house so no one is judging me. And then I just put music on. I just throw everything on the floor, and then I pick everything off the floor and put it where it's supposed to be.
Guilt is not effective. Also, don't use guilt as a motivator to do things. That is a waste of your time. Is not going to get you very far.
Tell it to my mom. Every day she's in my room, like, this is a pigsty.
All guilt does
I
is make you
know.
feel shame, and then you sit in your bed and wallow being sad. So, mental space. How does one keep a place clean in mental space? Um, a few things: understanding and acceptance of yourself, accepting that you have these thoughts or these difficulties, and trying to understand where they come from. Have sympathy and kindness for yourself. That stuff's important.
Also, appreciating the things you have, because you can clean and still have clutter. But, like, if you're looking at stuff and they don't spark joy,
Well,
like
this
Mary
is mental
Kondo.
space. This is mental space now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the things around you aren't making you happy, like, it's going to mentally make you unhappy if you're
Mm.
surrounded by
Well, I think
shit.
they're asking how they keep their mental space clean, like their
Oh,
like
like
their
mental health?
headspace, like their how do they keep their headspace clean?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, you
Sorry.
don't know. You're a social worker.
I don't know. CBT.
Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. Huge, 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 huge.
Affirmations.
Affirmations. Positive self-talk. Kindness. Acceptance. And this isn't stuff that we've talked about this stuff before. This isn't something that happens by the end of the day. It's something that takes your whole life to work on. But if you try to do it every day, you will improve. And if you can't just do it on a day-to-day basis, when you're in a good mood, write things about yourself that make you happy, write things you've succeeded at, write what you're good at, and then focus on those strengths and use those strengths when you're down and when you're weak.
Yep. Good
Um,
advice.
Also, don't pollute your head with terrible stuff. Social media is mostly shitty. Um, disengage from a lot of the news is kind of bullshit. Not really worth your time. Um,
Only watch Fox News.
People who are haters and shit on you, just avoid that shit. But be open to critique. So that's that question, and then they asked a third question.
Question 3. Week 2 of asking you to have a drag queen guest star.
You
Oh,
gotta. Can
so
you show what the emojis are? Well, you gotta do it 3 times.
maybe it be Rachel Riches.
Who is that? That's such a fascinating name, but I have no idea who Rachel Riches is. I've never met this person.
I think this might be
I've never met.
uh,
I've never met
a
this queen.
persona.
I've never met this queen.
I don't know. Maybe we need to have them on
Maybe
though.
we need to meet this queen.
Maybe we need to
And
meet
then
Rachel Riches.
and then they got some more emojis here.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
Can I read
So,
this one?
but this was 1 week because it's in the same comment section.
No, this was a different week. So this was last week, and then these two were this week. So you look at the timestamp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is from 2 episodes
This
ago?
is that's from 2 episodes ago.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yep,
I
yep,
guess
yep, yep,
it's
yep.
going to be
Yep, yep, yep,
week
yep, yep.
3. You're going to have to ask us.
Well, actually, next week we've already got planned out. So maybe week
Maybe
after.
week 4.
Okay, maybe 2 weeks.
Maybe
Talk
1 month.
Talk to us 2 weeks. We'll talk to you today.
We've got a busy schedule.
We know this person, and we'll talk to you today. Bracket 2. We talked to you 2 days ago about this. So by the time you're watching this, you already know what the situation is. So don't leave another comment because you already know what's going to happen.
New comment.
That we'll talk to them. We'll talk to them
We'll
2
make
days.
it work.
We'll talk to them 2 days ago.
We'll see what we can do about this Rachel Witch.
We talked to them 2 days ago,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because it's Monday.
It's Monday today.
It's Monday today.
Mhm.
We talked to them on we talked to them on Saturday. We had a good talk. It got a little tense, but that's okay.
New comment. New question. I'm literally queer duck. My question is, how do I enjoy the so beautiful weather without feeling embarrassed?
Thank you. I think they meant to say.
I think
What
so.
the hell does that mean? What do you mean? How do I enjoy the beautiful weather without feeling embarrassed? I don't understand what that means. Also,
Well, I think this question might be asking, like, I think they feel self-conscious
about the summertime.
Yeah.
Why?
You don't ever feel embarrassed, like, having skin exposed?
Oh, like wearing t-shirts and stuff,
Yeah.
and like swim trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how to not feel embarrassed? Know that people aren't judging you as much as you think they are, and even if they are, it's not fair to you. It's not fair to yourself. It's not fair to yourself to put that on you. It's not fair to yourself to put that on you and say, "Oh, I have to conform to what these people feel because I'm embarrassed." So I mean, know that you are a beautiful freak. And everyone, if you're like, "Oh, I look kind of weird," everyone looks kind of weird. Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone feels self-conscious, and people who don't feel self-conscious they probably do, and they're lying.
Whenever I walk
Love
around in
yourself.
public, I always feel like, because my sister used to make comments all the time, I'd walk around with like a t-shirt, and she'd be like, "Why are your arms so far away from your body?" And I was like, "I don't know." Because when you're skinny, you're like, you can have like broad shoulders and still be kind of skinny, and then you kind of look weird. And that's how I looked when I was in like middle school, and people would always comment on it, and it made me really self-conscious. Also my legs, I had like really skinny legs.
Yeah,
People would make
a
fun of
little
me.
bit. That's
Yeah.
okay though. It's okay to have skinny legs. You know who else has skinny legs?
Who? Skeletons?
Katy Perry had skinny legs in the 2010s, and people loved her.
Did she?
Yep. She had skinny legs. People liked her. She made that fireworks song.
Who are some skinny pop stars?
Well, we don't want to judge people's bodies.
I'm not. I'm just trying to have like positive representation.
Skinny. Well, that's true. Skinny,
Not that skinny people is goodness, but
skinny is good. Skinny's bad. Not skinny's not badness.
yeah. Billy Joe Armstrong's kind
Billy
of
Joe, I
skinny.
thought he was like a predator.
Well,
No, that's Brendan Urie.
I think there's allegations of
No,
Billy
I thought it
now.
was Brendan Urie.
Well, yeah, Brendan Urie for
Brendan
sure.
Urie's a for sure predator. Who has skinny legs? Troy Sivan has skinny legs,
Yeah, Troye Sivan's a twig.
and people think he's beautiful.
That's true.
And you know who has big legs?
Yeah.
Megan Trainor had big legs, and then she got on Ozempic, and now she's small.
Well, she's bringing booty back.
No, she's not. She is. I'm bringing booty back. It's all. It is kind of fucked up. It is a little fucked up the amount of artists that make a career off of like body positivity and like being plus size, and then they lose a bunch of weight. And it's like, okay,
Lizzo.
it's your body, it's your choice, but it is kind of like your whole thing was like how it's okay to be big, and then you're like, oh, I gotta lose weight now. I don't know. It just seems odd to me.
There was
And I'm not a woman. I don't understand what it's like to be a woman, so
the
it's not my place to judge, but it is a little odd.
Do you remember the discourse people were having about Lizzo when she lost her weight?
She was a sexual predator.
Everyone was saying like, "Oh, I'm so happy for her. Like it's about time and stuff." Like they were being so judgmental. They were saying like it was good for her to lose the weight. But like she doesn't need to lose weight just to for you guys to feel happy for her. Like she was happy the way she was. And I imagine she was probably peer pressured into losing all that weight. I mean, if it's a health thing, it's a health thing, but she got a lot of flack for it. See, like, you can't do anything without people judging you. It's crazy.
Hold on, check. Look at this. Just look at this. So this person's literally queer duck. So how do I enjoy the beautiful weather without feeling embarrassed? Know that you're beautiful, and know that everyone else is in the same boat as you. Everyone else got the same fucked up shit going on. Everyone thinks they're weird freaks, and they are all weird freaks, but that's what makes them normal. Really.
Mm-hmm. Your task?
You gotta keep reading. You gotta keep reading. So that's the end of our advice questions. We don't have a lot of advice, which is good because we don't have a lot of time this episode.
Yes, we're very busy.
We are
Our
rather busy.
assistant is going crazy.
Assistant.
Yeah,
We have one of those.
yeah.
You're the assistant.
No,
Yep.
I outsource.
Nope. You're the assistant.
I get little prairie men to do our bidding. That's him. He's a bookkeeper.
Look at him on the camera. It looks funny on the camera.
Do you remember in Muppet Christmas when Scrooge has all of the little bookkeepers? That's who I have.
The little rats.
Yeah.
Scrooge's little rats as bookkeepers. Something devious. This is just a comment, not an advice question. Something deviously fixing the education system. And then I said, I will stop all the bullies too. Forgot to mention.
How are you gonna stop the bullies?
I'll kill them. And then bring
The chainsaw.
a weapon to school. If you're a kid watching, bring a knife to school.
Nope.
So, next episode is actually going to be we've got a really exciting, fun idea for next episode.
Do we?
Yeah. It's in one ear, out the other with you.
Yeah.
The return of the comedy club festival comedy night for buffoons and laughs.
When did we talk about this?
I texted you. I said we're going to do another comedy episode and we're going to write the jokes tonight.
Tonight.
You're
You have a busy night tonight.
You got me fucked up. Well, I just said, so we were going to write some of the jokes tonight is what we were going to do.
Okay.
That's what we were going to do. You forgot. That's okay. It's okay to forget.
So
But-
are we having Rachel Riches?
Rachel Briggs or whatever?
Are we doing the both?
No, man. You said Rachel Briggs would be 2 weeks from now.
Mm.
You forgot the thing you said. So we're going to have Rachel... No, we're not going to have Rachel Briggs until we talk to whoever this character is. We're going to talk to this Rachel... This Macalek Briggs or whoever... Macachel Briggs, whoever this fucking character is. This Kalachek Briggs or whoever.
Yep.
So we're gonna have another comedy episode next
It's gonna
weekend.
be so funny. You're gonna laugh your
If you got any
balls off.
funny jokes, why don't you write? If you write down the funny jokes, we will read them out loud. We will read out the funny jokes. I've already got a joke written down.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hear it, I don't. No, I don't want to spoil it, but
No.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's about twins and cousins and stuff. I told you last night.
I don't know if I like this joke.
You heard the joke already. You've already heard it. What would you say was funniness rating out of 10?
8.
That's hot. That's good. That's really high.
It made me laugh, but not in a good way.
It's twisted.
It's a little twisted.
If you've seen Gravity Falls, you know what I'm talking about. So, if you've seen the Mania Kiss Gravity Falls biting video, you know what I'm talking about.
We're the mystery twins.
Do you remember that one where he fucking Dipper bites Mabel bites Dipper and then Dipper bites Mabel? Do you remember that?
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, that's that. Yeah, well, yeah, but the mystery twins thing is a different thing.
Mm.
Do you remember the one where it's like Gravity Falls if we're in anime and Pacific Northwest eats a taco in the back seat after the golf episode?
Yeah, I remember that.
I fucking hated that video.
Why do they always give? Have you ever see the edits of like Gravity Falls all grown up?
Yeah,
And they always give
those
Dipper a fuck ass soul patch.
they always give him the fuck ass soul patch.
Yeah, and they give Mabel like giant badungas.
Nah, I don't know about giant
Yes, giant. Why are you searching it up?
because I
know
want to
you're
see what the
talking about.
comment section say. What if Gravity Falls? It's Mike Anell. This dude makes porn of.
How do you know that?
Because I've seen his artistry and he's rotten. This Mike Anell character is rotten. That taco, I'm about to start this woman's entire character arc. Imagine just staring at the taco for 5-10 seconds and then crying. It really makes you weird because in everyone's eyes you just straight up look at the taco.
Is the taco supposed to be a reference to Dipper Goes to Taco Bell?
I don't think it's no. It's because it's her being like I'm broke now.
Whoever made
As-
this is devious.
What do you mean?
I've seen.
I
this
think
art
this is the
style.
good.
No, this is not good. Whoever made this has a rotten soul.
Gravity Falls. This is already. He's also done this video, the biting one.
I don't like that video.
It's a good video. And he did Twins Forever. We're the mystery twins. Mike, Gravity Falls, grown up.
Remember the gay guy?
We gotta stop
on that show?
Googling. We gotta stop Googling on the show. Oh yeah, the cops.
People say that's the first MLM representation in a children's cartoon. And if it is,
See, none of these artists are giving her bozongos. See, normal looking. That's
that's from a different show.
no bozongos, no bozongos, no bagadugas, no bagadugas. That's Seuss. Dude, I wanna kiss Dipper. You're an adult now. Let's kiss, dude. I don't know, Seuss. Seuss.
Really loud.
Yeah. Gravity Falls. It was good. I don't know if it was that good.
A lot of the episodes are kind of shitty.
That's not because you got unplugged. How long have you been unplugged? How long has that been going on?
I don't know.
For fuck's sakes. Well, this is the worst. This might be the worst. This could possibly be one of the worst episodes to date. This is so bad. Hello, this is 5 minutes later, Braden. The recording stopped and the mic stopped working, so there was a technical issue. I'm sorry.
Can we keep it in?
The abrupt ending?
No, just us talking with no.
No, because no.
That's too bad.
But
I had a funny joke. In
what was the joke? Just say the joke you had.
I was I forget what it was.